Welcome back, everyone. So we want to talk about some vital few activities. When you get really busy, it becomes very, very important to be efficient. And the goal of Ninja is to increase your per hour income so that you can have a life. That's fundamentally what it is. People get a little bit resistant to that sometimes because they think, well, I don't want a job. Like I want to create my time. But if you're out there showing houses, you can only show so many houses before you run out of time in a day, before you have to start tweaking your systems. So in order to maximize your efficiency, you have to work on high income producing tasks. And Ninja has their Ninja 9, all the habits. They have, hundreds of pages in their book about all the different things that you can do. And in the Ninja installation, 4 full days and 250 pages in a manual about all the things you can do. But there's really only 2 that make a massive difference. And this is going to be quick because I'm just going to tell you them and then we're going to move on. And there's only 2 that we call the vital few activities. Think of this as if you saw the movie Moneyball, Michael Lewis wrote the book Moneyball, where they were talking about what are the key metrics to evaluate baseball players. And they said there's just a few basic ones. In the movie, they talked about, does this player get on base or not? And that was really unconventional. For real estate, Ninja's saying 2 things you need to do to make a massive difference. Number 1 is 50 live face-to-face or voice-to-voice interviews. The reason they call them interviews is because they want you to actually talk to somebody. A voicemail is not enough. You can leave a voicemail. That's you can do that as part of it, but you got to make sure you're making an attempt to talk to people. Because when you talk to people live, face to face, Zoom, but there's going to be lots of in-person stuff coming up. We're about to see a networking binge as we come out of this pandemic. I promise you, as people catch up on all the promises of after the pandemic, let's get together for a drink. We're going to see a lot of that, but 50 live interviews or calling people is going to be the big tool right now. And this is where you're talking to people, you're asking them questions. Ninja uses the 4 questions: friends, occupation, recreation, dreams. You're calling for a reason for value, and you're listening to change. You're asking people, how are things going in your job? Oh, well, we've relocated to this, we've done this. How are your kids doing? Well, they graduate this year, so their final year, they're disappointed they didn't have a grad, but now they're going to be out of the house. We just had a baby, we're pregnant, whatever it happens to be, you're listening for change. Addie, do you mind showing the screen here? So Ninja has this document that is these people probably want to buy or sell this year. And the question is, and I don't actually think we have this up anywhere in the virtual office right now. So maybe I'll send this out to the entire company so you guys have a copy of this. But when you're looking at people's social media, when you are talking to people, and 50, that's 10 people, 5 days a week that you want to have a conversation with somebody. But the question is, how do people know that have had an increase in family size this year? Have children 10 age or under, which means you're going to potentially buy an investment property for them. Have children who have left home recently, are living below their means, have lived in the same house for 7 years or more. And there's 16 different things here that people have when they're listening for change. Now, the other thing that you want to do is to stay on top of this, create a little spreadsheet for yourself and track your 50 contacts that you do each week. This is absolutely imperative. So my rule is you can't contact the same person and count them in the same week, but you can contact the same person the next week. Let's say you do have a conversation regularly with your sister. That counts. Your sister's someone who might be able to refer somebody to you. So you can go through here and you can see that there's just an easy way to track the people you call just to stay on track with them. Thank you, Addie. So number 1, have a conversation with 50 people each week. During the pandemic, it's a lot of picking up the phone, add value. You can just say, hey, I was just thinking about you guys. I want to see how you're doing through all of this. You could contact them for a real estate review, which we're going to talk about in a moment. You can contact them for any reason at all in order to just touch base. Maybe you have a helpful article. Maybe it's one of CR's contest, or just to say happy birthday or something, whatever it happens to be. So 50 live interviews. The second vital behavior that you need to be doing is 2 real estate reviews per week, which is going to be online now. You're going to do it through Zoom or Google Meet, which is included in your Google Suite there. But the 2 real estate reviews is not a CMA. What these real estate reviews are, it's where you bring some statistics about what's happening and affecting their home, and a few maybe sold comparables to show them how their home fits into their community. And that's it. It would be a phone call that you would make saying, hey, Jen and Jerry, how you guys doing? How are you guys surviving with the pandemic? How are your kids doing? And they tell you a little bit, listening for change. Again, maybe there's something maybe some kind of real estate thing they need, or you need to keep in touch because they may need your service in the future. But then you say, I was just finished up doing a real estate review for your community and the area around your home. I wonder if you guys might have 15 minutes to jump on a video call, a FaceTime, a Zoom thing or something like that for me to take you through it. And after the pandemic, you obviously do this in person at their house, but it's absolutely fantastic. And they've done the results. Between 30 and 40% of these meetings turn into transactions, not because they necessarily buy or sell, but because you've now become top of mind for them and you've added so much value that you're the trusted advisor that if they come across another real estate opportunity, a reason to refer you, you are the person who the trusted expert is. A lot of talk about Zillow lately. How do you do this? How do you become the person who's the go-to? By doing these appointments with people. And you can do, the Ninja Vital Few is do 2 of these per week. You could do 4 of these per week. We recommend you do this at least once per year for everybody in your database, and you get to work today. Especially this time of the year, February 22nd, the weather's starting to improve. People are going to be getting antsy about getting their home prepped and thinking about selling in the future here, and the inventory is going to pick up. So you want to be the person they choose. Now, Addie, I want to show my screen one more time here. On our virtual office, another variation of this that we love even more than the real estate reviews. Under the marketing section, you have these home investment reviews. And this is a powerful concept that Chloe Mitchell showed us from the Home Investment Advisors program. And this is the concept of the home investment review. And what it basically is you go into someone's home and you help them walk them through everything in regards to real estate in their home, what kind of improvements they want to do, the different preferred suppliers you might have to do that, Best My Nest. Help them, ask them questions about their mortgage. You will review, where their home is positioned in the marketplace. There's tons of how-to videos on this, and you don't need to buy an expensive binder. You can. They're very, very beautiful. They're not cheap. They're about $35 for the binder and tabs. And you leave this with the client. You keep adding to it. So you would need 1 per client. But there's also alternatives as well. You can just put in whatever you need to into any binder. We're not trying to take your money here. We're trying to make sure that you guys have the tools and the information to add value to your client. So I am telling you, thank you, Addie. I am telling you guys, the market right now is crazy. It is busy out there. And if you're not busy, then here are the tasks that you need to do in order to keep busy to get it going. And if you are run off your feet, pay attention to our next section. We talk about how to create time for yourself. But you need to ensure that you are still doing the activities to build the relationships today via that online marketing, social media marketing. Those are just relationships coming in that you're adding value to. But as far as Ninja goes, those 50 live interviews and the 2 real estate reviews per week, because if you don't do them, then pretty soon that warm list that you have of the upcoming stuff is going to dry up, and you're going to be busy in and through this spring and winter market here. And then it's going to come into the summer and the fall, and you're going to be dead, and you're going to be clamoring again to try to get your business going. So take action today. Focus on the vital few, and you'll see big results in your business.